Okay, so as I'm recording this, we are a couple hours away from the next big Nintendo Direct. It's February 8th, 2023. So that, for future reference, that Direct is a few hours away from me recording this video. So a lot of people have been kind of speculating what we're going to see, especially because of the fact that what we know of Nintendo's lineup for this year is kind of sparse. We know that Tears of the Kingdom, the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, we know that's coming out. We know that Pikmin 4 is coming out. Presumably, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp is going to release this year after it unfortunately was pushed back due to all of the horrible stuff going on with the invasion in Ukraine. We know 2 out of 3 of those are coming out this year, and presumably the third one will as well. I don't recall if there are any other really big things that we know are coming out. I think that Kirby game might already be out, or if not, it's going to be really soon. I think that Bayonetta prequel that was top down. I think that might be this year, but that it's a side game, so that's not as big of a hitter, or at least I don't expect it will be as big of a hitter. So as far as big titles go, the year's looking a little sparser. People are wondering, okay, are we going to get a bunch of announcements for what they are going to be doing for the rest of this year? And some people are hoping we do. I think we might see some announcements. I don't know how many of them will be big. I mean, and the other thing is, I don't know how many of them will be in this Direct. We might get some information about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, because people have been... We know that is in the pipeline. We might get some information about that during this Direct. That might not be until something closer to June. Nintendo's not participating in E3 this year, but if they do a Direct around that same time anyway, just on their own, that could be when something about Scarlet Violet DLC could happen. But that could be at least announced here, even if we don't see a ton of it. Other things that could be announced during this Direct. A lot of people have been hoping that there would be some bundle of the original 3 Metroid Prime games for the Switch at some point, because Metroid Prime 4 is still not here. And presumably, if development has been going well since they had to restart, presumably Metroid Prime 4 should be out in the next couple of years. But it's been a while since the original Prime games came out, and it might be harder to sell Prime 4 to people who are not already big fans of Metroid, just because of the fact that it's harder to play those games. I think right now, the Wii U is the easiest way to play the Prime trilogy legally. And, well, we all know what's happening to the Wii U in March. So, I do think that maybe announcing something like that could work for this year. Again, maybe not this Direct, but this year, something like that could work. Because it's it's games, but it's not new. It's new to some people. It'd be new to me, but it wouldn't be new, brand new stuff that's just coming out that we've never seen before. That could work. There's also some rumors that have been floating about the idea that Nintendo could be finally, for real this time, working on a new console. And that might be a part of the reason why this year has seemed so sparse in big releases that we know about. I could see that. It's been a while now. The Switch came out in March of 2017, and so we are creeping up on we're creeping up on the 6th birthday of this thing. So, 7 years is about the average. So yeah, this could be the Switch's last year. Makes it to 7. And then they come out with something new. And if that's the case, that would explain why the game lineup has been so sparse this year. Or it seems to be this sparse this year. But I'm more here to talk about, this upcoming direct, what we might see. So my big prediction is I do think we're going to see some stuff about Tears of the Kingdom. Because if they do a direct around when E3 would normally be, even though they aren't going to be there, it would be too late. Because that's in June. Tears of the Kingdom comes out in May, which it's weird to think about, but that's only, I think, it's what? It's February, it's May, so it's only 3 months. We are only 3 months out from having that game in our hands, which is exciting. But it also means they don't have a ton of time to do more press info. They don't have a lot of time to put out more information about this game and what's going to be in it. They can't wait until they would normally put it out around E3. Or sorry, they can't wait until the traditional E3 time because that's beyond the release. So honestly, yeah, 3 months out, that seems like a reasonable time to put out the full trailer, not a teaser, full trailer, and then let that sit for 3 months. And then you have your sales. That could work. I think that could work. Especially because, that way it's out well enough ahead of time, but you're not doing a big, the trailer's been out for 1 year, and it overblows the hype. Although, obviously, people have been hyped for this game for a while. More than a year. So I do genuinely think we are going to get more information on Tears of the Kingdom in this direct. As mentioned, I think if they're looking to do more content this year, if they are looking to make some more things this year, I do think Metroid Prime Trilogy could be a good bet for that, or at least it would be a good choice for that. And I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that the Scarlet and Violet DLC that we know is in the works, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that is going to be the holiday stuff for this year. I don't think that they're going to do a DLC pass the way that they did for Sword and Shield. I think they might just do one big DLC and make that the holiday thing. And yeah, that's my expectation with that. So I think we're going to see some stuff about Tears of the Kingdom. I think we're going to maybe, at the very least, hear an announcement that officially, yes, Scarlet Violet DLC is happening. Maybe a title or a premise release, but I don't know that we're going to see any new Pokemon. Beyond that, I'm kind of at a loss, just because of the fact that, honestly, I don't follow a ton of other Nintendo things, and I'm not as in the news cycles as some people are, so I don't know if there's been things are rumored for a while or anything like that. I do think I've heard some other people kind of talk about this, and I do think this is a fair assessment, is that if they show up and they're like, oh, hey, sorry that we didn't tell you about all these things that are coming out this year here, then I think that could bode well for the current Switch's lifespan. Like, it might still have a bit more time left in it, maybe at least another year. But if they only announce like a couple things, I am in consensus with some other people online that probably means we are getting a new system next year. I do not think they will announce it in this direct if we are getting it. I think they will likely wait until after Tears of the Kingdom is out to announce any sort of new system. That honestly, like, the more I think about it, that could be Game Awards. That kind of like a big announcement of like, oh hey, new console, that might be what Nintendo brings to the 2023 Game Awards. But just focusing on this direct again, there is of course going to be, it's Nintendo. They do unexpected stuff. They like to pull things just out of nowhere and leave us all wondering, where the hell did that come from? So I think, because this is going to be 40 minutes, I think there's definitely going to be some stuff like that. There's going to be some small announcements that no one saw coming at all. But Tears of the Kingdom trailer, official confirmation of Scarlet and Violet DLC, and maybe something about the Metroid Prime trilogy, I would say are my things that I think are most likely that we're going to hear about. Alternatively, if not Prime trilogy, I could I could maybe see us getting some amount of information about the development of Metroid Prime 4. I don't think we would get a trailer. I think maybe we could get another teaser, like the original one where it just shows the 4 in the nebula. I think something along those lines could happen this direct. But unless I'm wrong about the Pokemon DLC being sort of the holiday title substitute, I would not expect news on Metroid Prime 4 to happen as far as like a full trailer or anything. Especially because of the fact that, like, okay, we know that this is going to be 40 minutes. If Tears of the Kingdom if there's going to be news about this here, that's going to take up a lot of time. They're going to spend like a solid 10, 15 minutes on that, most likely. Unless, and because I have to put this caveat here, because Nintendo loves to put stuff in to throw us off. If Tears of the Kingdom is their one more thing, then it won't be that long. But if they make it just the end segment, not as a one more thing, I would easily think that like 15 minutes spent on that. Part of it being showing off the trailer, part of it being Aonuma perhaps talking about it. So if that's the case, then you're left with the rest of the direct being like 25 minutes. So I think the problem there is that if Metroid Prime 4 were like announced and like given a trailer, that would be too many big things that deserve like a solid chunk of time. Maybe not 15 minutes for both, but like a solid chunk of time. And you would probably be left with like 20 minutes for the whole rest of the direct. So I think another teaser could happen. But if Metroid Prime 4 is soon-ish, I would say that we likely will not see a formal trailer until maybe closer to the time that E3 would have happened. So after Tears of the Kingdom is out. And of course, I should have prefaced this, but like I need to say, I'm just a guy on the internet rambling on. I don't have any insider connections or sources. I'm just kind of going with my gut, and this is what my gut is saying. Yeah, I think this could happen. So obviously, like, if any of it does, okay, cool. But there's a good solid chance I am spouting nonsense, and none of this is gonna happen. And watch, I'm going to finish recording this, and there's gonna be leaks before the direct, isn't there? And I'm gonna look like an idiot. Anyways, I think, for now, I think this is it. I think this is what I'm gonna leave with as my statement. These are my thoughts. I'm looking forward to the direct. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games, and I just cannot wait to see where they go next, because I can think of how to make that game better. Like, I can think of small issues I have with Breath of the Wild, and oh, if you fix that, it would make the game better. But it's like, it's already great. It's already a solid 9.8 out of 10. I cannot wait to see what they do with Tears of the Kingdom to just elevate that. Literally, with all the skylines. But anyways, yep, I think that'll be it for me. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe leave a like. I don't know that I make content enough, frequently enough to warrant a subscription, but like, you know, this is just me kind of popping on here when I get the idea to talk about something. So, anyways, I will talk to you all whenever the desire to create strikes my brain again. And this is me, Demigod Gaming, signing off.